Good afternoon, peace and blessings, everyone. This is Classic Citizen coming to you from sunny, warm San Antonio area, Texas. Yeah, we made it through with minimum bumps and bruises. Um, we had intermittent power Tuesday all day, minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off, all day, all day, until Wednesday afternoon about 6 p.m. Boom, lights out, lights out. I don't know if I've ever experienced that kind of darkness. Lights out. And I stepped outside the house, opened the door, stepped outside the house just to make sure it wasn't just the house. And just from the left to the right is darkness. Except for across the street, my neighbor has a generator. And so I can see light, but I can also hear the generator. And I'm like, oh, good on you, you know. But when I stepped outside, unbeknownst to me, was my dog stepped out with me. I didn't know that, you know. And I guess he was checking it out too, like, what's going on, you know. And then I turned around and I came back in and I was talking to myself and I was like fumbling and feeling, touching everything. I didn't know where, you know, I was just solely, totally disoriented. And I was saying, you know, to my dog, at least I thought, hey, I'm putting you in your crate. I'm shutting down, going to bed. That's it. Lights out, you know. And I'm like, where are you, Xander? Where are you? You know, and I'm like, where are you? I didn't hear his dog tags. I'm like, where's this dog? You know? And then I thought, did he step outside? You know? And I opened up the door and pshoo, he just dashed right in. And so I put him away, set, you know, shut him down, and I started. I gathered some candles, some scented candles, different sizes, and I lit them, and it was so nice. It was just such warmth from these candles. I mean, I don't mean like, you know, to keep me warm, but it just had an ambiance of soothing warmth, you know. And I was like, this is nice. Yeah, this is nice. I can live like this, you know, for a minute or two. And so I kept the candles lit, you know, pretty much all night, you know, and then I went to sleep. I think I woke up and, you know, shut them off and everything like that. But the power remained off from 6 p.m. Wednesday until about noon Thursday. And then we were still expecting a freeze. We, you know, in freeze here is 30 degrees. At 30 degrees, it is considered freeze. We had 12. We had 9 degrees. Okay. And of course, you heard pipes were bursting, and of course, along with the power outages and water. People didn't have, it was just horrific. It's a really unprecedented storm that covered, they said, about 70% of the United States. And wow, where does that come from? You know, so global warming or, you know, the atmosphere, I mean, the things that we're doing. Oh, and by the way, they had a successful landing on Mars. And one of the comments was, yay, my forever home. Because we all know people are looking to populate Mars and leave this Earth to its own devices. Okay, it'll be the haves and the have nots. Yeah, I don't know if I'll see it on my watch, but it's coming. You know, I believe it's coming. So, anyway, you know, prayers and concerns go out to those that lost their lives as a result of the storm, folks that were horribly inconvenienced, you know, by being cold and um, um, just impacted in so many ways. You know, loss of food and you know, comfort and water and, you know, just hunkering down and but for the most part, I think um, we made it through. You know, there were loss of lives. Crazy, there were loss of lives, and so yeah. So peace and blessings to those that uh, was tragically impacted by the storm, and it was quite real. And so on a different note, just some travel updates. There is a Transportation Safety Administration, they have this TSA pre-check enrollment process that you can do. Costs $85 and lasts for 5 years. But it allows you. You remember when you were in the airports and all of a sudden somebody told you to come on over here, and just walk on through. Well, that is what this is, and it's more of a guarantee that you'll be waved through instead of taking off your socks and shoes and belts and hats and jackets, stripping down, not getting paid for it. And so, like I said, it costs $85. It lasts 5 years. It's at Transportation Safety Administration.gov, and the link is Universal Enroll, TSA PreCheck. And you go there, you fill out the form online, and there's a drop down menu where you can select what IDs or source of IDs you have, birth certificate, driver's license, passport, whatever, and then you make your appointment. They always had appointments. You just even prior to this coronavirus thing. So you make an appointment, you go there, and I have an upcoming appointment, so I don't know what's all entailed, but as soon as I find out the exact process, as far as once you get there, I will update that as well. The other thing is you don't need to purchase your visa in advance. You can get it there at the airport. I may have already talked about that. And your visa will last 30 days. And one of the advantages to prepaying for a visa, which will last, I think, 5 years for the Gambia and different years for other countries, is that you don't have to worry about every 30 days if you're going to be there longer than 30 days. Going back to the consulate or to the customs office or whatever and renewing it. I think I saw a YouTuber who was there in the Gambia, and she was about to come up on her 30 days or something, and she had posted she's planning on going to the customs office or whatever. So she's going to spend some of her day there getting her updating and her visa. And I just don't plan on spending my time doing that there. And but like I said, upon arrival, you can get 30 days. If you're planning to be there longer than 30 days, well, you can either go there before the 30 days while you're there and renew it, or you can do it in advance and you don't have to worry about it, for as long as, and plus if you're traveling back and forth, you don't have to worry about it. So that's that. Let's see. Uh, had asked about foreign currency and U.S. currency and banking and things like that, and some information on that. Was advised to have two types of currency accounts: a U.S. currency and the local currency. And of course, the primary reason is the majority of your purchases, while in whatever country, is going to be on their currency. Even though a lot of places, not as many as the U.S., will take a debit card or credit card, but then you have to do the currency exchange fee or whatever, that's going to be charged to your bank card or back to your checking or credit card account. So, but having the U.S. currency account allows you to be able to contact your bank and say, hey, transfer some money. If you're a big spender, if you're a baller, I plan to just take a set amount. And I was advised that too. Just take a set amount, and then you just stay in your budget. You just stay in your budget. And so that is what my plan is. I mean, it's going to be so new to me, so I don't plan on splurging like that. And because I do want to come back. So if I can't manage my money in this period of time, I should not go back. So in one of the banks I came across, I'm not endorsing, I'm not recommending, I'm not doing any of that, was Guaranty Trust Bank, or GT Bank. And I found them in all three of the countries I want to visit. And so my information will transfer wherever I go. And my point of contact my dog had gas. Oh, it's horrible. It's like death. And so my contact was telling me that Zenith, he has Zenith, and he's a businessman. I mean, he's, this guy is, He's a businessman. I'm just a tourist. So I will check that out as well. But like I said, I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not recommending anything. Do your own research. But it's good to have a bank that's going to travel with you. And if you're planning to hop countries. So that was that. And the other thing was I have AT&T phone plan, and I have a prepaid plan as it is, like $30, for unlimited everything. And but I called them. I say, hey, how's this going to work? I know it'll work while I'm, when I go from, Texas to Chicago, but from Chicago to Brussels and Brussels to, Banjul. So she was saying, no, it's not going to work there. She said, but to ask AT&T about a passport plan, excuse me, and or okay, still drinking my ginger, my turmeric, my lemon lime, my immune builder thing. It's good, so good. Okay, so ask about a passport plan and or a day pass plan. And of course you have to pay for it, but it'll make sure that you have some phone coverage while you're in between international airs. And so that is one thing to check into. And uh, I was saying, yeah, okay, so I may even have to change carriers if a carrier will guarantee me service, while I'm in international airs until I land. And so anyway, check into that to make sure you're not dead in the water, when you leave the country. You don't want that to happen. And so yeah, got that. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Visas, pre-checks, bank currencies, location of banks, um, Winter Wonderland, Blizzard. Um, yeah, and I just continue to say to um, care for each other, understand each other, embrace and respect. And it may be hard to respect someone when you don't understand them. Um, no one or two individuals are alike, even identical twins, and you just check your heart and check your motives. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff has been handed down to us, has been passed down to us. Um, from our family, from our culture, from our environment. And one of the fundamentals of traveling is that you get exposed. You get exposed. Oh, stinky gas. Oh, goodness gracious, dog. Oh, um, Xander. Oh, what are you eating? Oh, good Lord. Jeez, may have to put you out. Um, you get exposed to differences, languages, foods, um, cultures, styles, behaviors. And that is how you can learn differences and learn to respect and embrace differences. And for instance, take example, homosexuality is not new. It's not new. It's not that we've demonized it as far as Western culture, and in some aspects of the Western culture, it has been set free. But it's not new. If you believe any of the stories in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah, so it's not a new thing. It's not, oh, horrible, bad. It's different. And I was listening to some program, and it talked about, you talked about energies, negative and positive energies, and it mentioned that Native Americans, indigenous Native Americans, the first ones, um, homosexuality existed then. And you know how the Native Americans, they, by birth, they will give you a name based on whatever is going on, like two dogs kissing or running antelope or raindrop, whatever. But they identified homosexuality tendencies, or the just the more masculine or feminine identity, as twin spirits. And so it's not new, so just just identifying the persons that we have actually more in common than we do in differences. We want clean water, we want a safe environment, we want clean air, we want fairness, equity, um, no stinky gas. And I'll just have to. mm. So, as my son would say, okay, mom, good talk. Um, I just, pray that you all continue to be well, continue to wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance, and be safe, and respect differences. And peace.